Hello and welcome back to the weekly Q&A. Here we are, ready to answer some questions. I've got my 70s glass with some water. It's chilled from the fridge because it is actually reasonably warm at the moment. It's very summery down here. I have been having so much trouble sleeping. I can actually give you 5 reasons why I didn't sleep well just last night. Heat. Not gonna have to explain that. Mosquitoes. Also don't need to explain that. I think I raged about them sufficiently last week. Nero was freaking. I don't know. Now because I have to sleep with the window open, I don't have to sleep with the window open, but it gets so stuffy in the room if the window's closed. He tends to want to pay too much attention to it, and he tends to want to protect me a little bit too much. It's safe. Okay, I'm just telling you guys, there's a burglar bar on the window. We have a pretty secure yard right now. We've put some extra fortifications up. We've got a security light outside our bedroom so that if something moves out there, we'll know. That's where the window is. But he still feels the need to watch and sort of listen what's going on, and I'm okay with that. He's a really, really good guard dog. He's thorough. He's incredibly thorough. But because of that, I went to sleep, or at least I got in bed at, let's say, 11:15. Then I only got to sleep at about 1:30. And that was because of Nero and the other reasons that I'm actually still trying to get through now. So it was heat, mosquitoes, Nero, then the little creature in our roof. Now, the vlog that I uploaded before this about Helene's presence, I actually had a little demonstration about the noise that he makes, but because the camera on my, well, the recording on the iPhone isn't as great as it could be, the mic on here doesn't pick like those little sounds, the scurrying in the roof up very well, so you can't really hear what's going on to its full extent, at least. And I'll just tell you that it's so bad, especially when you lie in bed and everything's rather quiet. You know, we live in a quiet neighborhood. At most, we'll have a car driving past every hour or so. There really aren't that many cars. Every now and then you'll hear a little bird cheeping or owl hooting or something like that. So when there's that little creature going in your roof, and you know, let me just paint a little picture for you. Have you guys seen how it looks when something like a dog, that's a good example, a dog does this frenzied digging thing. So they find this little spot on the ground. Say it's over here. There's the spot. Then they go like this. They go crazy, trying to dig away at that one little spot. They dig like mega fast, really deep. Now that is what that little creature in our roof does every single night. And then he does it in different spots every time. I'm not sure what he's doing. Maybe he's digging graves for his victims. Who knows? But that little thing, whew, he's noisy. He keeps me out of my sleep, and it's uncool. It really is. Now, because it's summer, he's probably more active because it's so hot up there, and he just can't sleep either, so he's just like running laps, digging little holes there, scratching around. I don't even know. And then the 5th reason is my pillow. For some reason, my pillow just seems really uncomfortable nowadays. I don't even know why. Last night, I tried to use Helene's pillow, and I slept a little bit better. But, as I said, I only got to sleep at, like, 1:30 or something. So it's been pretty bad. I actually said to myself I wasn't going to do this. I wasn't going to ramble on forever before I started with the questions, but I'm done. Let's have a look at the questions. There are a lot of them this time. 2 full pages of questions. And this FTL music is really blasting. Wow. From Lightwish01. Hey Lumin, I've been a subscriber of yours since, well, a very long time. Lightwish, I do remember you, and I know you've been a subscriber for really long. I think Lightwish has been around since I was in the triple digits, since before I was at, you know, 1,000. Well, a lot of you probably have been around since then, because I know you guys like leaving those comments, and you've been leaving comments and liking and doing all this. Anyway, never mind. So, I really hope you get more subs to increase your financial situation. Guild Wars 2 is great. Thank you. Thank you very much. It'll happen over time. It's not something we need to force. It'll happen. I'm confident. At least I like to be. Guild Wars 2 is great to watch, but my wife and I are really interested in seeing more raiding/dungeon runs. Perhaps you can put up a few more of those in the future. Those bosses are so epic looking. Thank you. He said thank you. I am looking to do some dungeon runs. I want to do some Fractals videos, Fractals of the Mists. And then, you know, I have such a long list of plans, of ideas, of stuff, of content for Guild Wars that I'm just not getting around to. I'm fiddling with something again. I fiddle. This is a lid for like a little smoothie type thing that my mother bought me today. It's gone. It's gone. Got my water here and that's all I need. But I got so many ideas floating around that I just don't get time to create that it kind of irritates me sometimes. But I want to do at some point start another character and do a let's play type thing, and with that do dungeons. But before I do that, I want to spend much more time on my engineer, familiarize myself with how to play engineer properly, and with that also start doing all the dungeons, because I haven't even done all the dungeons. My personal story is at the point where they send you on your first dungeon run right the heck now. So I haven't made it very far. I just hit level 80 a little while ago, and I'm still at level 26 or 30 personal story. So I got a long way to go there, and it's not just you that wants to see those dungeons. I want to see them as well. So I will definitely get around to doing something with the dungeons. I also feel like they need to put in a looking for group system, or maybe work on the whole dungeon system a little bit. The dungeon system in general. Because dungeons, the one time that I went, they felt like such a wipe fest to me. I think I've done 2 dungeons already. I did Ascalonian Catacombs and Cordicus Manor. I think those are the 2. But they feel really, I don't want to say difficult, but you really need to know what's going on to be able to do them. And I suppose that's because I did them in explorable mode and not in story mode. We did it in explorable mode because Helene wanted to do them in that way, and she needed whatever the tokens were, whatever. And because we did it in that, some people weren't listening to what she was saying, so they were trying to do their own thing, and then half the group was going this way, the other half that way. We were aggroing too much. It was just a mess. Okay, but we will get around to doing more dungeons soon, and I'm hopefully going to try record them. I also hope that the runs don't get too long, because recording a 40, 50, 60 minute video is a little bit intense. If you know what I'm saying. We'll see. Sonic Man 86, you should definitely do a Let's Play of Bioshock 1 before you start Bioshock Infinite. But as Infinite is coming up soon, maybe after. I don't know. Also, how about an adventure-worthy episode of Don't Starve? So, let's answer the first part first. I am looking to do something with Bioshock 1/2 before Infinite comes out, but the chances are it'll be more of a recap than a full Let's Play. So I'll familiarize myself with the story, with what happened, with the lore of the game, yet again, and that should get me ready for Bioshock Infinite. As for the adventure-worthy episode of Don't Starve, you know, I want to do that really soon. I made a little face because I wasn't sure if I'm going to get it out by this weekend or over this weekend, but it's going to happen soon. There's another game coming out called The Journey Down Under, or hold on, I've got Steam open. I can tell you what it is. It just disappeared. I don't even know where it is. It's gone. It was at the coming soon section. I even put it on my, you know, I don't even know where it is. It had this Rastafarian fellow as the main character, and it looked really cool. An adventure game. I was probably going to do an adventure-worthy episode on that first, and then Don't Starve after that, with Assassin's Creed 3 perhaps following Don't Starve. Or maybe before Don't Starve. It depends. I'll see what happens. But definitely going to go around doing that soon. I do have it on Steam. I have briefly had a peek at it, and that's about it. It looks like fun. Next. Mumu Andu. That's an interesting nickname. Mumu Andu. Hey Lumin, you were talking about maybe moving or visiting other places. Have you ever considered moving to or visiting Australia? Happy New Year. Thank you. And wow, right now, not so much. Tell you why in just a second. So, I just read today that Australia had 51 degrees Celsius. That's crazy. 51 degree heat. Oh my goodness. I think I've had 45 at most, but if you push it up to 51 degrees, then you're getting a little bit crazy right there. That's halfway to boiling point. People are going to be halfway boiling. That's crazy. That must be so, so hot. And if it's anywhere near that heat for a good part of the year, then I don't want to go anywhere close to Australia. I'm sorry to say, that is way too hot. I like Mediterranean temperature of like 32 degrees at most. I'm happy with something like 25. That's cool for me. If there's some sunshine, it's okay. But 51 sounds a bit intense. Otherwise, I mean, I've heard nothing bad about Australia. The one thing I don't like is I would not live there because it's another extreme. Much like South Africa is an extreme. We're so far away from everyone. We are very disconnected. Our time zone is so different from the US. Australia is even more so different from everyone out there. At least in South Africa, we're very close to the EU time zones. But in Australia, no. In Australia, you live in your own little life, in your own little world. And while that is okay, it would just irritate me a little bit. It really would. I'm already having trouble with big news coming from the US early in the morning, or any time actually. Say it comes out midday for them, then it's already late at night here. Then I have to hustle to try and get my news episode out to still have it out on the same day as that news came out. So that's already a bit frustrating. But I like the country. I'd definitely visit there, but I probably wouldn't live there. Nothing against Australia. It looks amazing. It looks like one of the safest / nicest countries. It's like a summer or a hotter version of Canada, I guess. Is that like an insult? I don't know. I should tread carefully with stuff like this. Next question is from Trevor Sherwood. Hi Lumin, very happy the question got answered. Very happy the question... That's a typo. He's happy that I answered his question last week. Okay. Then, what is your favorite film and do you watch anime? I'm paraphrasing here. I don't know what's going on there. I don't know if I copy-pasted the question in like fragments, but whatever was written there is just totally illegible. So, favorite movie, anime. I don't watch anime currently. The last anime I watched was Legend of Korra. That was amazing. That was so good. I loved it. I don't know if that classifies as anime. Isn't it like Nickelodeon or something? But whatever. Okay, that was really good. I used to watch a ton of anime back in the day. I didn't watch the common stuff. And I say common because it's the stuff that's been going on for so long, like Bleach and Naruto and whatever else. But I did watch a whole lot. A few favorites that come to mind. Obviously the classics like Cowboy Bebop. I love Trigun. Oh my goodness. Trigun was amazing. I remember Lost Exile being really good. I remember Razefon being really good. I can't remember all the names. Evangelion was obviously really good. That's like the mommy of all anime right there. I watched a lot. Like a whole lot. I've got a stack of DVDs this high over there somewhere full of anime that I got from all sorts of different people back in my youth. But nowadays, I just don't get the time to do it. I'd love to, again, start watching something really good, but maybe you guys can give me suggestions of anime that I really, really, really need to watch. Not like the B or B minus anime. No, I want the A plus stuff. Please. Thank you. Favorite film? I would say Blade Runner, Fifth Element. Let's just go with those two for now, because I can't remember. I answered this like a whole bunch of times already. I just can't remember. I'm trying to look over there on my shelf because I generally tend to own my favorite things. I have a lot of movies that are very highly rated, but I would say Blade Runner is my favorite, with Fifth Element a very close second. Or on par, maybe. But those two were just really good. I am a huge fan of the Indiana Jones series. I'd say they also definitely top 3 material. And I mean like the whole series. Just Indiana Jones on the whole. So good. So, so good. From that, you can probably extrapolate exactly what my movie tastes are. I like westerns. I like sci-fi. I like adventure movies. That's it. That's what I like. Next. Duke Leto. Hey Lumin, just wondered if you've ever tried archery in real life. Me and my brother do it sometimes and it's really fun. I have not. I've never wielded a bow before in my life. in real life. I would never shoot at live targets unless it was someone trying to shoot at me, like all serious like, but then I'd probably miss anyway because I've never shot with a bow before. But I think it looks like it could be a lot of fun. I mean, I wouldn't say that I'd never do it or anything like that. I feel like with some of the really complex, technical looking bows that they have nowadays, it's not the same feeling that you get from using a bow that you'd see in video games and stuff. And I know that in video games it's incredibly far-fetched how they can shoot as well and as accurate and as far as they do, because nowadays, yes, they have these really technical ones that help you out at every turn. Actually sort of like the one that you get in Far Cry, but I just feel that it doesn't have the same, you know? It's not the same. It's not as primal. So I want like a stick with a string from top to bottom, just bent in the right way. And then I want an arrow that's been crafted, handmade, with like feathers at the back and stuff. Sharpen the point with a knife. That's how I want to do archery. That's how I want to do it. But no, I've never shot before, but it does look like fun. Robert 900222. Hello Lumin. I think it would be cool if you did a few MTG Magic the Gathering gameplay videos. It's a popular and fun game. What do you think about this idea? So, I love the idea, of course, and I can't really comment on how popular it is, but it is a fun game. That's for sure. I do enjoy playing it. I played a couple of games already. I got it recently during the Steam Christmas sale. Someone gifted it to me, and what can I say? It's been pretty cool. I've only played about 3 or 4 matches. I haven't lost a single one. They've been really easy, the campaign so far. I think I got on the middle setting, and I can just say that right now, for me to try and fit that in with the current amount of series and stuff that I'm doing in the channel, it's just unlikely, but it is something that I'll look at doing in the future. I don't know. Next question. This is from Zidana123. Yes, mosquitoes are the enemy. The greatest enemy of mankind. They've killed more people in the history of humanity than all the wars we've ever fought. We need to invent some sort of nuke. Some sort of atomic bomb that only targets mosquitoes. And is obviously void of any radiation of any kind. I don't know, but those mosquitoes, they need to go. I'm sure that there's a delicate balance or something that if you had to get rid of all mosquitoes, something else bad would happen, but wow. The actual question here is, have you ever had malaria? So, no, I've not, but my mom has had malaria, and she told me all the bad stories about it, and I dread the day that that one day happens to me or someone close to me, because it just sounds so terrible. Really does. My friend who lives upstairs here, the tenant, he goes to countries sometimes, like the Congo and stuff, where he needs to take malaria pills and get shots and stuff before he goes. That's scary stuff. He has to get those shots. He has to take those pills for like a week in advance or something, because if you get stung by a mosquito over there and you pick up malaria, that's bad. Firstly, you're not going to be working at all, and secondly, you might not even come home at all. But no, I've not had malaria yet. I hope I never do. Then, That Truth Hurts. Are you on the Eridon Terrace server on Guild Wars 2? Because I saw a character named Lumin in it. No, we're on Aurora Glade, but if you saw me... No, you couldn't have seen me in a battleground because the characters aren't named there. Is that a US server? Maybe the US has a separate pool of names and the EU has a separate pool of names. I'm not sure. I'm on EU, Aurora Glade, and on Aurora Glade I'm the only Lumin. I think that the whole of EU shares the name pool, so there shouldn't be any other Lumins on any other servers, hopefully. Maybe something else, like Lumins, or Lumin with a little funny squiggly on it somewhere, but I think I'm the only Lumin. I think. Then, from Acry Sonic. Acry Sonic? I don't know how to say that nickname. Lumin, I have a quick question for you. Whatever happened to your Minecraft / Terraria videos? Did you forget about them? I at least know I like those series, and I really hope you make some more episodes. Or do you feel that you are done with those series? At least give them a formal close. Not just end the series and leave it to the people to figure out that you are done. Big fan, I really miss those series. So, sorry about trying to read that. I'm bad at reading, and apparently that wasn't written perfectly. But we did give Terraria a very formal close. We did everything there was in the game. I think I pretty much even said in the last episode that, you know, this is the last episode. Other than that, the Minecraft series, it's just been on hold for various reasons. The main being that I don't have time. I would love to head back into Minecraft at some point, and when I do, I'm probably going to just update all of it, have a new texture pack, and probably not start a new world, because I had the Love Rail going on, which was a lot of fun, but I would like to start that again. I think that I can say right now, when I'm done with Dishonored and maybe Skyrim and XCOM, I'm not sure how long those are going to go on for, but when I'm done with those series, then I'm going to think long and hard before I start anything else up, because doing an ongoing Let's Play series, it takes a lot of effort to keep it, a lot of dedication to keep it going, and I do keep them going. It's just, it also takes time. Mainly for me, things like Dishonored, where I'm rendering and recording at 1080p, the rendering of the videos takes a good hour to hour and a half to 2 hours to 2 hours and a half, depending on how long the video is. The uploads are pretty big as well. I can only do so much of that every day or every couple of days because of the amount of time it takes to record, render, and upload, and all of it just keeps adding up and piling up and making it much more difficult for me to keep them going consistently. So some series have been really slow, like Path of Exile, and some have just stopped for the meantime, like Minecraft, but I'm looking to just get things smoothed out at some point in the future. Maybe I should just make that a New Year's resolution. Get things running smoothly. But I definitely am not going to be doing more Terraria. I will probably do something with Starbound when it comes out, and Minecraft at some point in the not too distant future. Hopefully. Hopefully. I think there's another question about Minecraft coming up. Anyway. Next question. Adrian Roncevic. I think that's the name. Why don't you remind people to subscribe or like at the end of your videos like other YouTubers? Also, do you know what nice to a fault means? I do know what nice to a fault means. Pretty much too nice. Nice to a point where it's costing you, something like that. I don't remind people to subscribe or like at the end of the videos because firstly, I think that it reeks of desperation, and sure, I want more subscribers, sure, I want people to like. I put a little annotation in at the start of the video saying, you know, please like it, but I feel that your content should really speak for itself. Okay, maybe maybe my standards are just set at a level that might be too high for the amount of subscribers that I've got at the moment. I don't know, but I just can't do that. I can't at the end of each of my videos say, hey guys, please like, hey, please subscribe if you didn't already, whatever. You know, it's just not something I do. Okay, so if you watch one of my videos, if you like the stuff that I'm putting out consistently, because I do that, then you should just subscribe. Of your own volition. You shouldn't wait for me to ask you to subscribe. If someone sees what I'm doing and they like it, I just assume that they would subscribe. They wouldn't need to be reminded at any point that, you know, that's what they should do. That's what YouTube is all about. It's all about the liking, the subscribing, the commenting, the lot of it. I don't know. I don't know why I don't do that. I don't know if it's costing me. I don't know if I'd do better if I said all of that stuff at the start or at the end or at any point in my videos, but I feel that it's just not something that I can do. I don't know why. I have no idea. Hopefully I get somewhere with the way I'm doing things right now, because the chances are the only thing I will do is improve on what I'm doing now. I won't do more things like that. Anyway, Those Tolerable Noobs asks, Where do you live in South Africa? I'm assuming by your accent you live there. You probably answered this in another video. I'm just curious. We live close to Cape Town in a little whale watching town called Hermanus. And that's about, it's not really a little town anymore. It's actually getting on the verge of being a city because there are so many people here. But that's where we live. It's a nice enough place. It's generally pretty quiet and we like it. There you go. Lone Wolf Sniper, hey Lumin. I don't know if you've answered this before or talked about it before or even if it already exists, but I was wondering if Helene would ever co-host a game video with you or something like that. I think that would be pretty cool. Did I say it was from Lone Wolf Sniper? I think I did. I want her to do stuff like that with me, but you must realize that Helene's an incredibly shy person. You may not know that because, hey, a lot of you don't know a lot about Helene, and she's a very private person in that sense. She obviously didn't want me sharing all the information, but she's shy. And she only recently started speaking English as her primary language. She used to speak Afrikaans. And because of that, it's obviously a little bit more difficult for her. She speaks incredibly well. I'd say her English is as good, if not better than mine, because that generally happens. If English isn't your first language that you were raised with, then you tend to do things more meticulously when you speak it. So if it's your second language, then you concentrate more on what you're saying, and it comes out better. A lot of the time. Sure, you may have a bit of an accent, but the chances are you'd say things better and you'd know more about it, because first language speakers also get taught, at least here in South Africa, an inferior English to those that get taught it as a second language. But anyway. I'm thinking of getting Helene to do something with me soon. I was thinking actually to do something with her with Dead Space 3, because it's got co-op, and it's a pretty scary game. That's something I'd love to see Helene play with me, but I'm still trying to figure out what to do. I could have her sitting in front of her PC, trying to commentate with me, but I was thinking I'd maybe just slowly ease into it, and maybe get like another chair for her next to me here, and have her sit with me and play the same game with me. So I'll do the playing, and she'll do the sitting, or I'll do the sitting and she'll do the playing, like we switch places. I think it'll actually be more fun if I would sit there and like backseat drive and have her sit here and play. Oh my goodness, that is a brilliant idea. Oh my goodness. Then you'll be able to see both of us on the webcam, get the commentary. I might face the mic just slightly more towards me because I'll probably be talking more, but that's something I'd like to do. I wanted to be involved, but not to an extent or to a point where she'd be uncomfortable with it. So there you go. Hey Lumin, this is from Tails Response. Hey Lumin, I wanted to ask if you could tell the story of how you got or wanted Nero and how you met Helene in your next Q&A. Nice that we got those two next to each other. So, we got Nero, I think it was nearly 3 years ago now. 2 years and 11 months. No, well, we didn't get him then. We got him when he was 8 weeks old, so it was just less than 3 years ago. And I think the story, I'm not very good at remembering stories, but we were interested in puppies, getting a dog, just because. Helene had moved in with me. We'd been living together for a while already, a couple of years, and we had the house to ourselves, or mostly at least, and we just thought to ourselves, well, it'd be nice. It would be really nice to have a puppy, especially if we're going to have children one day. What is that, a bug? Then it would be nice to have a nice, friendly, loving, caring puppy like Nero around. And we just went to the SPCA down here in town, and we saw him. He was running around like a crazy thing, like sprinting around in the field with all these other big dogs. And he was a little puppy. He was 8 weeks old, and he was holding his own. He was showing those other dogs who was boss. And he looked really cute. Okay, we got a photo of him on the fridge over there, and he was such a handsome little puppy. He really was. He was proud. He was having a good time despite the slightly poor living conditions that he had. And we went in to have a look at all the dogs, and he was the one right from the start. We took him then and there, or we didn't actually take him. We said to them, we want him. This is it. We take in this puppy. And then they came and they looked at our house to make sure it was okay. They asked where he's going to sleep. They asked, you know, is the fence okay around the house? Is everything good for a puppy? We said yes. We said yes. We said yes. He came. We got him. That was it. Now he's over there in the lounge somewhere. as at home as he's ever been, and he's a member of our family. I couldn't imagine life without him. That's it. As for meeting Nero, Helene, not Nero, I'm getting them mixed up now. That was like 5, 6, 7 years ago, a long time ago. I don't know the exact date. I could probably dig it up somewhere if I wanted to, but a long time ago, I actually met her at a LAN for the first time, and then I just knew. I knew that I loved that girl. She probably didn't even see me, or she might have seen me, I don't know, but I saw her like from a distance over there. She was with her brother at the LAN, and she was very, very like antisocial. She was just sitting in front of her PC, and I don't think she moved from that seat the whole weekend. And then I don't even remember if I spoke to her at that specific LAN, but I saw her again after that, and I chatted to her online and stuff. And then a little while later, I met her at I went to her house for the first time after I knew her slightly bit better. We had spoken before and everything, and then that was it. I could say just the rest is history. But then a little while later, she moved in with me, and done. We've been living together ever since. And I couldn't imagine life without her. That's that. I'm not very good at telling that story, though. I don't know if she's better at telling it, but whatever. Okay, it was something like that. She was very, very shy at first. I did most of the talking, and we got along really well. That's it. And my voice is not getting along really well at all. It really isn't. Instant fries. Lumin. Any plans to run in King of the Web? It may help getting a larger audience. I don't know. I don't know if I want to run in King of the Web again. The only reason I did reasonably well last time and I didn't get anything for it, I got a lot of exposure, which was great, but I didn't win anything for charity or anything like that. But the only reason I did really well was because I was getting back in from a whole bunch of people in TGS, like Total Biscuit. But he has already explicitly said that he's done with King of the Web and he's not going to go back there, not going to help anyone out. He's finished. So if I had to run again, I'd probably not do really well at all. There are some really big names running at the moment. I don't think it would be a good idea. It would basically just eat up more of my time, more time that I don't really have, and I can't really afford to do that right now. I don't know. I don't want to say that King of the Web is boring now, over the hill now, but it's not what it was last year, because last year it just seemed to have much more hype surrounding it, and while it does still seem like it has a lot going for it this year, I'm not going to spend the time that it takes on it right now. I've got so many other things that I want to do that I'd rather focus on them. Anyway, next question. Fluffyfish94. I wonder if you've ever heard of an indie game called the Kerbal Space Program. It's early in development, but it's still a lot of fun and quite a challenge for sure. Maybe check it out or play it in your Adventure-worthy series. Other than that, Happy New Year to you, Nero and Helene. I have heard of it, and I think I've seen Mindflame play it, and maybe Robaz, King of Sweden. I love Robaz. It looks cool. It's like a sim where you have to build your spaceship, launch it, see how high it goes. A lot of design involved, a lot of complex thinking. I'll probably be terrible at it. I can't say I'm not going to look at it, but I'm not going to look at it soon. That's what I can say, and that's what I probably will say now. I did mention before that there are a whole bunch of games that I still want to do adventure-worthy episodes on, and I want to try out, and that are being released soon. So I'll probably first have a look at those, but never say never. We'll see. Next, I need more water. This is going to be a long one, I can tell. Not the question, the rest of the Q&A. Dear Lumin, I was wondering how you find the energy to do what you do, and how you are able to find the good in everything, even the small things. You're one of the most positive people I've ever seen, and it's very uplifting. How do you do it? This is from Hitch Lee. I don't know. I am not always positive, okay? I will just say that to you right now. But when I record my videos, generally I am. When I'm depressed or sad or something like that, then it's generally Helene that hears all about it. And that's another reason I wouldn't be able to live without her. Okay, that's one of the reasons she's so special to me, because she takes that and she loves me enough to deal with everything, the good and the bad. And You know, if I'm worrying about something, if I'm not happy about something, she'll be the one that I'll go and whine to, and she'll tell me it's okay, she'll tell me I'll work it out, and then I will work it out. And then it will be okay. So that's another reason that she's the one. But I don't know. Okay, I generally tend to find the good in things or be positive about things because I've got a lot to be happy about. I mean, why wouldn't I be happy? I'm able to make YouTube videos for a living right now. Sure, it's not an extravagant, lavish, crazy, expensive living. I'm not making tons of money. I'm not making very much money at all, but that's not the point. I'm making enough at the moment to be able to support us. Not completely. I'm making enough. Let's just say that. And it'll just get better from here on out. So if I stick with it, then more good things will happen, I'm sure. That's just my way of thinking. I don't know. I just do it. I can't give you a better answer than that. Nikki XZV Savmi. That is a very, very strange nickname right there. I'll just call you Nikki. Hey Lumin, I went through 2 big snowstorms in the last week alone, and it's got me thinking. Have you ever seen snow? If so, do you like it? We have been in snow. We went to the Cirrus Mountains, or Ceres, doesn't matter what you call it, it's the same place. It's pretty much the only place in South Africa that gets constant or consistent snow every year, and we probably went there when I was about 10, 12, 13, I don't know, when we were younger, and that's the last time I saw snow or was in the snow. Although no, when we went to Ireland, I went with Helene to Ireland to visit her mother. There was some really light snow there, it wasn't heavy at all, and that's probably the last time that I saw it. I love snow. Helene doesn't, she absolutely hates it, it's too cold for her. I love it. I'd love it if it snowed here, but it doesn't, sadly. Very Mediterranean here, very equal most of the year through. It doesn't get too hot, it doesn't get too cold. It's okay. It's okay. I don't mind it. But I wouldn't mind getting to frolic in the snow again sometime in my life. Then, Brent Nelson, this is a very interesting question. Have you ever considered buying a firearm for protection? No. I've never considered doing that. If I ever get to the point, or if it ever gets to the point here in South Africa or where I live, where I'd need a firearm for protection, then I'd move away. I wouldn't stick around long enough to have to use a firearm on someone. So no, I've not considered doing that. As I said, I'd rather just move away to a safer place, if there is such a place at that point in time, and live my life out happily there. That's it. Mr. Stocktown 209, do you still play PlanetSide? If so, are you going to upload more videos on it? Because it's truly amazing to watch you play. Lumin the Great. Thank you. Thank you for adding that last little bit at the end there. I like it. Now, I haven't got to play PlanetSide since launch. I would love to play. I'm going to check what my ping or latency is like to the American servers and check what it's like to the EU servers. There's a little lizard on the door again. I'm not sure where I'm going to play it. The chances are I will play on EU because it should be a little bit better to there, but I'm just not sure. I haven't chosen a server yet. I haven't reserved a name yet. I haven't done anything in PlanetSide yet at all. So I will probably jump in there at some point and see if it's still fun and probably do a video or 2 about it. Sure. Elliot Wolf says, great vid, do you have any tips for exercise motivation? Let's stop right there before I read the rest of it and just answer that. Look at yourself in the mirror and ask yourself, do you want to change how you look? And go with that. I don't know, motivation for exercise. I wouldn't say things like, hey, listen to some uplifting music while you're doing it. No. The only motivation that you should need to do exercise is the want to improve yourself. The reason I go is because I personally am motivated to be healthier. Think about this. If you exercise a lot while you're younger, your old age will be much more pleasant. The chances are you'll live longer, you'll stay healthier for long, you'll stay active for long. I plan on doing exercise till the day I die. That's it. Okay? Helene, probably exactly the same thing. I just think that staying active it's so good for your body and mind. It's just so good for your well-being in general that it's worth doing. It's worth it. That's another reason that I don't smoke or drink or anything like that, because it just does things to your body that aren't naturally meant to be done to your body, and then again in turn is not good for your health. I do things that are good for my health so that my life from here on out, or from the point where I decided to do these things to the future, however long that'll be, is a more pleasant experience. It's good for you. Sure, the exercise itself isn't always that pleasant, but if you get someone nice to do it with, there you go. Find a partner. Be it your girlfriend, be it your best friend. It's just nice going with someone, then you can motivate each other. You can be competitive, that's fun too. See you can do the most pull-ups. See you can do the most push-ups. Don't see you can run for the longest in the treadmill because that could get dangerous, but you get the idea. I don't know. I'm not good at stuff like this. I really am not. I am motivated to go to the gym because Helene is so motivated to do it. So maybe I should get her to answer that question instead. Then, also, one of your everyday, very regular viewers is currently in the hospital and will be for quite some time. Unhappy face. Could you possibly, in the next vid, send her your well wishes? Her name is Karina, by the way. Thanks, Lumin. I hope I said Karina right. It could be Karina or Karina, but Karina, listen here, girl. Get well soon. It's terrible being in the hospital, especially if it's for something unpleasant. If you're there to see someone, like perhaps Elliot Wolf is, to see you, then it's amazing. Because you're there for that person. But if you're actually the person in that hospital bed, hoping they're going to get better soon, then it's not so nice. So you better get well soon. That's it. Get out of there. Up and at 'em. Lumin out. That's it. You can cut the video off there. Okay, take that little piece and send it to her. Now, but seriously, I hope that whatever it is isn't too serious and it works out for the better. For both of you. Beloved 3163, are you still getting married, Lumin? I kind of saw it on Twitter. Anyway, congratulations. Care to tell us something about it? And thank you for answering my previous question. I'm not answering that question right now at all. I'm going to record a separate vlog about this subject. For those interested, you can go check my Twitter history and just scroll down there a little bit and you'll see some interesting stuff. But I'm not even going to say anything more about that because I do want to record a vlog especially about that to just talk about it in more detail. Sorry if I didn't answer it here now, but I will soon. Then, Eisengott LP, hey there Lumin, my question is, do you play visual novels like Fate Stay Night? No. I don't even know what a visual novel is. Isn't a visual novel meant to be sort of like a comic? But I don't know how you play that. I don't know. I'm being honest here. I didn't go and Google it or anything. If yes, well, I think this could be interesting for you. Katawashouju.com is a website that he gave me to look at. And it might be a bit of an eroge. I'm not sure. Let me right click on that and see what it autocorrects it to. Enrage George Ergot. But the storylines, especially for the girl called Hanako, are so good. I will check it out and let you know what I think. I don't know. I've never played or watched or done anything with visual novels, so I just can't answer that properly. Next. Those tolerable noobs. I'm a tad confused. Do you work? I got the impression that you rely on YouTube money to buy essentials, which surprises me because it's a very small payout. Stop in there quickly. There's another part of a question. But I do rely on YouTube money. It's a slightly small payout, but I've explained this before. Because I get paid in dollars and I convert it to rands, I get my money through PayPal. I get it in dollars every month, and when I convert it to rand, it ends up being a lot more. Myself and Helene don't need a lot of rands to survive because we're not paying rent here. In this house, we only need to buy our own living essentials, and we don't buy very much of them anyway. We live pretty stingily. We don't spend a lot of money on things we don't need. Sure, it might get expensive when we need to buy specific things, but in general, we just don't spend a lot of money on living. So I'm able to quite successfully survive on the money I make. Again, I said it's not a lot, and I think if I had to move to another country, I wouldn't be able to survive at all. And even in South Africa here, if I had to pay rent and pay for the other stuff, I wouldn't make it. But because I got such loving parents, they let us stay in this house. It's working out for me. I get to give my full attention to the YouTube channel, work as hard as I can on it, on improving myself and the work that I do, and I'm grateful for that. Extremely grateful. I'm also grateful for the small amount of money that I do make, because it helps out a lot. It really does. Next. In a country with 11 official languages, is there a language everyone speaks? You say you speak Afrikaans, but does Afrikaans English get you by? I do speak Afrikaans pretty fluently. Badly, but fluently. I flow through the terrible nature of my words. English gets you by. There are a whole bunch of people that don't speak English, but I want to say that because I don't come into contact with that many people, it doesn't matter too much to me, but that's not a good way of looking at it. I think that English is slowly but surely becoming more accepted in the country. Sure, there are a bunch of Afrikaans people that are really stubborn and don't want to speak English or any other languages, but that's the same for any of the other languages. Now, there are 11 official languages, but a lot of them are a very small percentage of people. I'd say Xhosa and Zulu are like, are those even, whatever. Those languages make up a large percentage, sure, but most of the people that speak said languages also speak some English. So slowly but surely it is migrating towards English, but then again, the population is increasing in a very crooked fashion. People that speak English aren't repopulating as fast as the people that speak the other English and Afrikaans. I could just come straight out and say that there are more people of color in this country, a lot more people, than there are white people. Not a bad thing. Nothing against them at all. It's, listen to me saying them. That's bad. That's bad. But there are lots of black people, there are lots of colored people, there are lots of Indian people. I would say that in this country specifically, it's a third world country still, for those that don't know. The black people are, they much more in number, but they are considerate enough to, at least for the most part, learn English. They know English nowadays as well, the new generation of people, and I'm not just speaking in terms of any race, any specific race, just nowadays in general, all the kids are being taught English. Just because it's a much more internationally recognized language. We may have 11 official languages, but they're not spoken anywhere else in the world. So what's the point? The only other language that carries any weight outside our borders would probably be, well, maybe, no, not maybe, definitely some of the other African countries, but the only other one that'll go across the ocean would be English. So, I don't know. It's difficult. Okay. How do I get by? Where we live right now, there are mostly English speakers. I would say everyone speaks English enough to be able to get by. That's it. That's it. I answered that so badly right now. Okay. So badly. If I could take that back and redo it, I probably would, but it's done, and I've said it. I didn't say it very well. I don't know. Didn't phrase what I wanted to phrase correctly, or as politically correctly as I should have, but I would just like to put out there that I personally, if I could, would speak a whole lot more of those languages, because it's good. The more languages you know, the more languages any one person knows, the better, because it just adds up. You learn one language, that's good. You learn another one, that's even better. You learn a third one, it's going to come easier to you because of what you've learned from those first two, and so on and so forth. As you progress through the languages, I know a couple of people that speak a whole lot of languages, and they said that after the second or third language, things just speed up so fast because there are a lot of similarities between the languages. I suppose that doesn't always apply, but anyway. That's it. I apologize for how badly I answered that question before, but whatever. Angel 25. I never get that name right. Angel. Hey Lumin, I have a two-part question for you. Whatever happened to your Minecraft Let's Play? I answered that before. What do you think about doing a Minecraft Ticket Let's Play? Same as before. I really can't fit it in right now. He says here that you could do it as a community-driven Let's Play where every week we all vote on a certain goal or thing you need to do or accomplish. Please let me know what you think. By the way, you're my favorite YouTuber by far. Thank you for all the great content. It's a pleasure. Thank you for the compliments. Regards from Port Elizabeth. So, same thing applies. I'd love to do something like that, but at this point in time, I just can't afford to spend that time on it. Wow. I'm finally at the last question. Jonathan Modery. Howdy Lumin, I've recently been playing Mountain Blade Warband a ton. My question is, have you ever played Mountain Blade? Also, sorry for the last name, it's confusing, I know. Modery? Modery? I don't know, I think I said it right the first time. I have not played Mountain Blade before, but I've seen some videos and I've heard only good things about it. That's all I can really say about Mountain Blade. That's it. I don't actually even own it, but I'll probably check it out at some point. Maybe when the second one comes out. I think they announced that a while ago. But that's it. I'm done. Again, I'm sorry if I didn't answer any of the questions as well as I possibly could have. I'm pretty tired and it's been a long day. Other than that, you can leave any questions you have as comments. I think I answered all the questions that there were. I hope there aren't as many next time because this was actually quite a lot and it's a very long video, but we'll see. We'll see when the time comes, and if you want to leave any questions, you can do so below. I'll try to answer them. Check back soon for more. Most importantly though, happy leaving those questions, and I hope you guys are having a brilliant start to 2013. Happy that.